At full build-out, there will be one carrier coming into the terminal and one leaving almost every day. The carriers will be assisted.
It's been a BC dream for years, and now there's a commitment to build it. As this LNG Canada animation shows, the Kitimat LNG facility is going ahead, and construction starts today.
It's a good day for Canada. It's a good day for Canadian workers, about 10,000 of them, in fact.
The eyes of the world are watching, and the room is full of politicians from both sides of the legislature, and 5 of the biggest and most influential players in LNG in the world, and they are committed to spend $40 billion in BC.
Today's announcement by LNG Canada represents the single largest private sector investment in the history of Canada.
It was BC's former Premier, Christy Clark, who carried the ball for most of the way leading up to today. Going to Korea, courting the big players in Asia to invest in our LNG, with Shell International as the lead. Then after the provincial election last year, it was the NDP government who carried the ball over the line, after making sure the project's carbon footprint would be compatible with its environmental action plan.
This is not about one government, this is not about one person, this is about a commitment from the people of British Columbia to our resources and to do what we can to make life better for British Columbians, make life better for Canadians, and make life better for people around the world. It really is humbling to contemplate a $40 billion private sector investment in northern British Columbia at a time when northern British Columbia desperately needs a vote of confidence. Today, LNG Canada has sent a signal to the people of the world that British Columbia and Canada are open for business, and that the people and the ingenuity and the resources of British Columbia are there to make life better for everyone.
In Kitimat, there's been signs of hope in the last couple of years that today would come. They've been building new homes and new families are moving in. For the Haisla First Nations just outside of town, the LNG facility is a dream come true. It means their people will share over $1 billion in LNG benefits in future years.
Our time is now. It is our time to reignite the true strength of our culture, our language, and our Haisla identities. Our vision of a powerful and prosperous nation begins with you.
I was hoping someday, 50 years down the line, people would look at this day and say, that was when it all turned around. That's what it means.
Not everyone supports the LNG investment. The Green Party and several environmental groups say it will increase carbon emissions in BC. But Shell and its partners, from a global perspective, say if some of China's hundreds of millions of coal users switch to cleaner LNG, the global carbon footprint will actually decline.
It matters because supplying natural gas to the world is the quickest and surest way of reducing carbon and of delivering more and cleaner energy to a world that so desperately needs it. As the Prime Minister pointed out, power from natural gas produces only half the CO2 that power from coal produces, and only 1/10 of the air pollutants, which is so relevant to the countries that our partners come from.
The people of Kitimat truly understand that we do not live in a bubble. We are breathing the same air all over the world. And this is our opportunity to allow economies in Asia and elsewhere to not have to burn coal and to burn the cleanest burning fossil fuel out there.
Big LNG decisions like the one in Kitimat take years to negotiate and win the trust of all parties, but the benefits last for decades. LNG Canada is a $40 billion investment, including the pipeline, yielding $23 billion in revenue to BC over 40 years. Money to help pay for health care and other social programs.
I like that sentence so much, I'm going to say it again. The single largest private sector investment in the history of Canada.